Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas is one of the largest cruise ships in the world, and if you have a cruise on this amazing ship, I've got to look at everything you need to see on board and all around. I've got a full video tour from Harmony of the Seas up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and today we've got a full video tour of Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas. This is a great ship that I've been on many, many times. In fact, it is my favorite Royal Caribbean cruise ship in the entire fleet because it's got some amazing options on board. And so today, if you're looking to take a look at everything there is to see on board this ship, what it looks like, what to expect on board, well, we have our full video tour of everything Harmony of the Seas. Of course, Harmony of the Seas is an Oasis class ship. These are the largest cruise ships in the world, and while Harmony's been dwarfed by a couple of other ships so far, she's still big, and that means there's plenty to do. When you go on a big ship like Harmony, an Oasis class ship, that means you have an overwhelming, in a good way, things to do on board. There's lots of activities, lots of cool features, amenities, and quite frankly, just a lot to capture your attention. And you gotta love what they've got on board. Starting with the pool deck, of course. The pool deck on the top deck of Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas offers plenty to do. There's a number of pools on board the Harmony. In fact, just like everything on an Oasis class ship, there's like a bazillion more of it compared to other ships in the fleet. Certainly when it comes to the pool deck, we're going to start off with Splashaway Bay, the play area for kids, where your kids can splash and run around and go down the water slides. These are the kiddie slides. We'll get to the real water slides a little bit later. But this is an area just for them to enjoy basically just being in the water. This isn't about swimming. This is about splashing others, being splashed by others, and otherwise having a good time. Also, this baby splash zone is a great area if you have kids that are still in diapers. You know, it wasn't too long ago that kids that were in diapers really had no area to go, but the baby splash zone is where you can go to take kids in diapers to play in just for them. But for the older kids, really we're talking about probably about 3 years old up to somewhere in their early teenage years, I'd imagine. The Splashaway Bay area is where they're going to want to spend a lot of time just running around and kind of, you know, being kids essentially. And the nice thing is there's seating all around to be able to supervise and for them to take breaks. There's also a hot tub, which generally the kids go into, although I suppose you go in there. There's no reason adults can't go in this hot tub as well to enjoy it. But I think inevitably you're going to find a lot more kids over there. Once you branch out of Splashaway Bay, you're going to find a number of other pool areas on board the Harmony of the Seas. And of course, we're going to start off with the beach pool, which is on the forward end of the pool deck on the starboard side. And right in front of those water slides, you've got the beach pool. Essentially, the pool names kind of allude to the motif a little bit, but they're just mostly the main pools. The nice thing about the beach pool is it's more like the beach. It has like almost that zero entry feel to it, where the water can actually extend underneath the chairs over there. So it's more like a beach, right? You're pulling the chairs closer to where the tide is. That's essentially the idea, more or less. But you're going to find, in general, the same size pool. I haven't actually never measured it, so I'm assuming they're around the same size. But, you know, they're pretty large enough for most people to go wading in and kind of enjoy it. There's also a hot tub to enjoy, the whirlpool. And the nice thing about this whirlpool is it's covered. So that means when you're out there and the Caribbean sun is shining, you're not burning up in the hot tub. You're just burning up because you're in a hot tub and the water's warm. And I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about those water slides. Yeah, the perfect storm water slides. There are 3 slides on Harmony of the Seas. The 2 racer slides, that's that blue and yellow slide you see. The idea is pretty simple. You go down, someone else goes down the other one, and you try your best to race each other down there. The water slides generally aren't as fast as they look. You might look at them and be like, oh boy, wow, that guy's going really fast. And generally speaking, it's not. But the neat thing is it does go over a little bit of the Central Park area. But they're a lot of fun. And the Supercell, which is the toilet bowl one, if you will, goes around a couple times. That's a great time. We've also got some other pools to check out, so let's keep it moving here, starting off also with the main pool, and then you have the sports pool. Again, these pools, I told you the names, but, you know, they just look like pools to you. Different areas, helps break up the crowds, rather than on other ships in which you just have a main pool. Well, they've broken that up into different areas, so it helps with the crowds a little bit, maybe a little bit easier to get a chair. You know, that's always a struggle for some people on certainly sea days, but there's lots of seating on the pool decks here on deck 15. And speaking of the seating, you know, the nice thing I like about a lot of Royal Caribbean, not just Harmony of the Seas, is they have a lot of seating in the shaded area. So if you're not interested in being right in the pool, or more likely In the sun, you're going to find lots of seating in the shaded areas that surround the pools as you walk around. Also, Harmony of the Seas has these cantilevered hot tubs. These are hot tubs that do actually extend over the side of the ship. So if you actually go into the hot tub and then go all the way to the window, yeah, you can see straight down to the ocean, which is really cool. It's a great view. And it's also fun because it's a hot tub. And you do see those screens above the hot tub. They actually can show sometimes TV on there if there's a sporting game. Sometimes you'll see folks in there enjoying the hot tub while watching a game, usually like NFL football or something like that. And here we have the sandbar. Sandbar is one of the many bars you're going to find around the pool deck. There's a number of bars that are basically just, again, most people just call them the pool bar, but there's the pool bar, there's the sandbar, there's the back deck. There's plenty of bar service, and of course the waiters will go around and take your drink. Move up to deck 16 and check out the upper pool deck area, and there's lots of seating up here. And the nice thing about deck 16 is you get more of a breeze compared to deck 15 since it's a little more open air. There's also more seating up here, so if you're looking for somewhere to relax, well, this might be a spot for you, especially if you don't need to be right by the pool. Here's the mast bar, another great bar area. The nice thing about the mast bar is you have much better views. Good for people watching, and the breeze is a little stronger up here. So if the sun is really shining, this might be a good spot for you to go to because you get a little more of a breeze and it cools off. It's also a great spot for sail away, if you ask me. And of course, the nice thing about the top deck is you can walk around it. Now, if you're saying, well, Matt, where's the jogging track? We'll get to that in a little bit. This is also one of the entrances to the suite deck. If you're staying in a suite, a grand suite or above, you have access to the suite deck area to be able to go enjoy. That's a reserved area just for you. And as we move forward, we're going to actually start walking into the Solarium area. This is the upper part of the Solarium. The Solarium is the adults-only area of the ship. This is a adults-only pool area. It's for guests who are 16 years old and above. And what that really means is in order to enjoy this area, in order to relax and hang out here, you need to be at least 16. If you got your kids and you want to walk through to get from point A to point B, that's totally fine as well. One thing you're not going to find in the Solarium on Harmony of the Seas is a pool. It's the only Oasis-class ship that doesn't have it. It was kind of a decision that Royal Caribbean made at the time that I think I don't know if they regret it, but they certainly changed their mind since then. Anyway, they have hot tubs, and they have a mister to kind of cool you down, but I think the idea was that Royal Caribbean thought maybe people wanted to just go to the Solarium to hang out and be social, but it seems that was not really the case at all, but there is no main pool in the Solarium. But here is one of my favorite spots on Harmony of the Seas, the bridge wings. The bridge wings are on the front end of the Solarium and give you some fantastic views over the side of the ship. This is the perfect selfie spot for you to go check out because this is just a great vantage point. And we also have the Solarium Bistro, which is an optional restaurant you can go to. It has some great choices, alternatives, whether you want to eat healthy, you're a vegetarian, or you just want something a little bit different. I really like the Solarium Bistro because it's a great choice. In fact, for breakfast, the Solarium Bistro is a hidden gem. Most people don't know that it's open for there, so check that out. As you can also see, the chef's table is sometimes held in the Solarium Bistro, so that's also an option there if you go to the chef's table experience. But the Solarium itself is really an adults-only a haven. It's a spot on board to chill, relax. You've got the Solarium Bar, of course. You've got waiter service, and it's built and designed for people to enjoy being outdoors with friends or just kind of relaxing. But the Solarium Bar is a really neat spot on board the ship because obviously not only being a bar, but its vibe of being kind of outdoors, but close enough to the indoor part that you can be there comfortably even if the weather's not cooperating. It has that evening drink motif that some people like to go to where you want to be outside a little bit, but still have your drink and kind of enjoy being outdoors, especially in the evening when the temperature starts to drop a little bit. But you'll find plenty of people out there during the daytime as well. But at nighttime, well, maybe some people are going to end up dancing. Who knows? There's music out there to enjoy. Another spot on board the Harmony of the Seas if you're looking for something a little bit different, which is something I like, again, about an Oasis-class ship. So many choices when it comes to what you can do. There's also the PADI Dive Center on board, so if you're looking to get scuba lessons or buy equipment, this is the place to do it as well. And as we walk our way backwards towards the aft part of the pool deck, we're going to, first of all, find more seating. This is also a great spot if you're looking for somewhere a little away from the crowds to kind of chill out. There is lots of seating back here, so an opportunity for you to find something to do. Now, we're here on the back deck area. You're going to find a lot of activities here on the aft part of the pool deck. This is not unusual from other roller coaster ships, but there's a lot to enjoy. Starting off with the mini golf. Yeah, the Harmony Dunes, where you can try your hand at mini golf. This is complimentary, no additional cost. Check this out. It's a lot of fun, whether you want to do this on a sea day, at night, in the morning, in the afternoon, port days. It's a cool thing to do. It's always open, so you just have to be able to grab a club, get your golf ball, and give it a try, whether you want to keep a score or not. It's kind of a fun thing to try out, and it looks like 1 out of 2 ain't bad there on those shots. By the way, you're seeing some of these suites up there that you're looking at, those chairs. Yeah, those are some of the upper suite areas, which is pretty darn cool. You've also got the sports court, which can be used for other functions like pickleball or dodgeball or soccer, basketball. They use it for all sorts of things. So depending on the time of day, they can convert it to different activities for guests to use. And the sports court is also complimentary. There's also ping pong tables if that's your game. You want to try to give that a whirl. The ping pong tables are available for you with no additional cost, and you can see how many times you can volley without the ball totally getting hit by the wind. The nice thing about this particular court is it's protected a little bit. I also like these chairs out here in the back. This is a good spot. Maybe bring some food or a drink, and you can kind of just lose yourself in the moment and watch the back of the ship as you're sailing by, see other people going by. And we have mini bites. Yeah, so maybe that food or drink I was talking about, you can grab here at Mini Bites. Mini Bites is a complimentary restaurant in which you can find different food items for you. It's kind of a grab and go, meant to be like a very quick version maybe of a Windjammer buffet, right? So not as many selections certainly, but you're gonna have all the basics you need: quesadilla, hot dogs, sandwiches, fruit, nachos, and it's actually open for breakfast as well. Another good spot and an alternative to the Windjammer. And they offer omelets in the breakfast, which is really nice because usually that omelet station get very busy in the Windjammer and other spots. There's plenty of seating back out here, or you can take it elsewhere. But Mini Bites is kind of a hidden gem in the sense that a lot of people don't know it exists. Certainly on the first couple of days of the cruise, you might even have this area all to yourself. Wait a minute, guys. We need to take a break for ice cream. That's right. Frozen yogurt available on Harmony of the Seas. Complimentary. It's in the back of the ship as well. It's available for you on every day of the cruise. Just stop on by, grab one. Why not? You deserve it. You're on vacation. All right, let's head back to the very back of the ship. Now, one cool feature that an Oasis-class ship has is the Zipline. So this is another complimentary activity in which, yes, you can zipline across the back of Harmony of the Seas, right over the Boardwalk neighborhood. It's complimentary. It's a very short ride. If you've never done a zipline before, this is a really good one to start with because it's very short and the price is right because it's free. You get to go on there, and before you know it, it's over. The nice thing is, once you're already suited up for it, you can quickly get back in line and hop on board and give it another ride. So it's a nice introduction to the zipline experience if you've never done one before, or it's just fun, and hey, it's complimentary. Can't go wrong with that. And it wouldn't be a roller coaster ship without a flow rider. There's actually 2 flow riders on Harmony of the Seas. These are the surf simulators in which you can try your hand at wakeboarding, kneeboarding, and of course, stand-up surfing. And for all you wondering at home, no, I'm way too chicken to try it. I don't have any coordination. I have many talents. Coordination and balance are not any of them. So, but for other folks who are really good like this guy, yeah, in my mind I can do it, but not in reality. There's also the wipeout bar back here. So the nice thing is if your kids are doing the flow rider or you need a break or you want to forget about the fact that you just wiped out and face planted, wipeout bar is the place for you. And I really love these Adirondack chairs to look out to the back of the ship. You can watch the wake, another hidden spot, and it's very less crowded out here. So when you want to come out here for when your ship is leaving or coming into port or whenever, you can usually find some pretty good views back here on the back deck. And of course, I think it's time to talk about the Ultimate Abyss slide, which is a dry slide, not a water slide, that's available on Harmony of the Sea. So what does that mean? Well, you're basically going to go up here and it's a 10-story slide, but you go in this mat racer all the way down to the boardwalk. So it's not a water slide. You can wear your regular clothes and you just hop in there and go down. Now, it looks scary. I know what you're saying at home. My goodness, I'll never do a 10-story slide. Forget about it. Sorry, Brooklyn guy. It's not as bad as you seem. It actually goes a lot slower than it looks. So the first time I went on, I was really getting nervous, but you know, getting up there is a little rough. But once you're in there, it goes by very nicely, but it's a much slower ride than you might imagine. One tip though, make sure no part of your body touches the sides of those slides as you come down. Otherwise you have a nasty rash burn, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, after you exit the Ultimate Abyss, you'll be down at the Boardwalk, one of the signature neighborhoods on the Harmony of the Seas. The Harmony and the Oasis class ships are divided up into neighborhoods. These are kind of ways to easily distinguish the ship and different parts of the ships. That way, someone who's coming on a ship this big can easily navigate it. Like, oh, there's this neighborhood, this neighborhood. And the Boardwalk is designed basically inspired by, if you will, the seaside boardwalks of the early 20th century. Think Atlantic City, and certainly some over in Europe as well. You've got the doghouse, which you can find plenty of hot dogs and brats, and you can make it as you want. It's complimentary, so why not? As you're walking by, grab one. It's a good little snack. And the nice thing about the doghouse, again, not as crowded as other places, and it's really good for just getting in and getting out, getting something to eat. It's a great afternoon snack and something to check out. There's also Starbucks on board the Harmony of the Seas. This is a Starbucks kiosk, which means they have the full menu of Starbucks drinks and whatnot. The thing with Starbucks is you can use your Starbucks card to pay for the drink. You can earn Starbucks rewards, but you cannot redeem Starbucks rewards, or you can, of course, just charge it to your CPass account. Either way. Now, Starbucks does have an additional cost to it, so whether you're talking about the food or the drinks, there is an extra cost to that. Again, you can charge it to your CPass card, or if you have a Starbucks rewards card, you can use that as well. It gets pretty busy, actually, here in the morning. You'd be surprised. People just love their Starbucks, and yes, I am one of them. So no judgments here. I do love it as well. So if you need your macchiatos and whatnot, Starbucks is the place for you. The shop is next door to Starbucks, and this is where you're going to find a lot of logo merchandise, a lot of Royal Caribbean branded stuff, hats, shirts, bags, backpacks, toys, you name it. It's got it all over here for you to check on out. It's a good place to remember your cruise and get something, a souvenir to bring back home to remind you. Also, the ship models are here, and there's lots of cool things to check out. And the nice thing about it's not just shirts that just say Harmony of the Seas or Royal Caribbean. Sometimes Royal Caribbean's got a little bit better with their merchandise game. So the Boardwalk area not only has, of course, the Boardwalk itself and a carousel. No Boardwalk's complete without a carousel, right? This is a handcrafted carousel that is, again, meant to evoke like the kind of carousels you may either remember as a child, or really, truly, they're inspired by the ones that were on, boardwalks back in the early 20th century. It's beautiful, and it's complimentary to ride the carousel. You're also going to find other shops, the Design District, sundials, and an arcade. Again, more shopping, more options for you if you so choose, and you're going to find lots of different merchandise options here. In this one, you've got more brand name stuff as opposed to Royal Caribbean branded stuff. Although, don't worry, there's plenty of Royal Caribbean stuff here as well in case you'd like it. But, if you want to get some name brand apparel, well, this is the place for you because you're going to find plenty of it. And Sundials also has some sunglasses and things of that nature, so you're going to find lots of there. And you're going to find the arcade where you can, play in the arcade, whether you're a kid or you want to play in there. You've got a number of video games you can play. The arcade does cost extra to play here. You can get credits as you go. You can pre-purchase arcade credits via Royal Caribbean's website. You can buy them in batches, however you want to do it. But basically, you scan your CPass card and you use them here, and there is a cost to use the arcade. And, your kids can go crazy in here, certainly. So we go in there with like an expectation before we walk in. How many games we're going to play? Okay, that's it. But you'll find a lot of kids in here playing games and checking it out. And hey, you know what? You're on vacation. They're on vacation. There you go. Moving down the boardwalk, you've got some more stuff to check out. And it's a great area. I love this outdoor space. It's really, really nice. You've also got these boardwalk balcony rooms. These are the rooms you see on the outside. So these are balcony rooms, but instead of facing the ocean, they face the boardwalk, which means it's actually really good for people watching. It can be a little bit better deal. Johnny Rockets is available on Harmony of the Seas. It's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You heard me right. Breakfast too. And for breakfast, it's complimentary. But for lunch and dinner, there's an extra cost too. A cover charge to dine here. Burgers, hot dogs, fries, chili, fries with chili, chili with fries on your burger, milkshakes. It's all here. If you have a dining package, the Johnny Rockets can be included with that. If you have a drink package, yes, the milkshakes are included with that as well. It is great American comfort food, diner food. It is good. And you know what? Sometimes you just feel like having a great burger or some chili or some burger with chili and you get that milkshake. It's a great experience. And of course, you're in Johnny Rockets when the waiters start to sing. It's like, show me you're in Johnny Rockets without telling me you're in Johnny Rockets. Well, here you go. They sometimes will sing now and then to different oldie songs. That's one of the staples of Johnny Rockets, right there. You're going to have different oldies songs from the 50s, 60s, and 70s to jam out to and sing along to. You know the words to them. And if you like to, you can dance with them. If not, you can just gawk at them and smile and laugh. And it's all good. You're on vacation. One of my kids' favorite things to do on Harmony of the Seas is little chip climber thingies. It's essentially art that's also an actual functional playground for the kids. They get in there and they can climb all the way up and back down. And I don't know what they do. They just keep going back and forth and they love it. One of my favorite restaurants is Sabor on Harmony of the Seas. Still has Sabor. It's a restaurant concept that I think is going to be going away eventually. But in the meantime, it is still available on Harmony of the Seas. This is a Mexican restaurant. You're going to have different options here. Tacos, burritos, quesadillas, and of course, margaritas. Yes, love them. If you're looking for some recommendations what to eat here at Sabor, a couple choices for you. Number one, the Sabor Grand Margarita and the Avocado Margarita are really good. Yes, avocado has bits of avocado in it. It's really good. And over at the Sabor restaurant, I really love the guacamole and the salsa. It is well worth coming here for just that. You know, Mexican food is obviously, there's a lot of it in the United States, but Royal Caribbean did a really good job with Sabor. I think it's vastly underrated. Now, one of the signature areas on any Oasis class ship is the Aqua Theater. This is the amphitheater in the back of the ship where you're going to find a lot of different shows on board. On Harmony of the Seas, there are two shows shown in the Aqua Theater. It is the Fine Line, and it is also the Hideaway Heist show. These are two shows that you can see throughout the cruise, and the nice thing about them is that, first of all, they're complimentary, no additional cost to do that, and it's basically a combination of acrobatics, diving, music, and je ne sais quoi. It's a really cool experience because it combines a lot of different performance art into one, and it's just something you just don't find on any other cruise ships because most other cruise ships don't have outdoor aqua theaters that have a diving board and a pool, and it's really cool. So we also have the rock climbing wall over in the boardwalk area, and there are rock climbing walls on both sides. So just like the Florida, there's two of them, different tracks you can go up to, the easier one, the harder one, and the rock climbing wall is another complimentary activity on the Harmony of the Seas. Earlier, we talked about the fact there wasn't a walking, jogging track up on the pool deck. Well, now on an Oasis class ship, it's actually below on a lower deck, and this is a dedicated area, but whether you're walking or jogging or not, there's a great view of the ocean in the back here, so you can feel free to come on down and check it out as well because you got a great view. But if you're looking to walk, jog, or run, there is a track that goes all around the entire ship for the running track for you to check on out. The nice thing about the running track is it's really this more dedicated area. You have less people just kind of walking around, so a good spot if you're looking to get some exercise in. All right, heading into the elevator. Man, there's so much to see on Harmony of the Seas, so we're going to try our best to explain it. Starting off with Central Park, another wonderful neighborhood signature area on the Harmony of the Seas. Central Park is an outdoor park, and it has real trees. Yes, all the trees and shrubs and flowers you see are real. Royal Caribbean actually has a horticulturalist that's on board, take care of all this stuff, and it's a beautiful venue, not just for the park itself, but it also integrates a number of dining venues with it. So it's a true experience in and of itself because there's lots to see and do, starting off with Jamie's Italian, the signature specialty restaurant on board for Italian food. Jamie's is fantastic, and it's available right in Central Park. And Jamie's Italian is kind of a modern take on classic Italian food, inspired by the food of Jamie Oliver, the celebrity chef. He's curated the menu here for Royal Caribbean, so this is a special arrangement that Royal Caribbean has with Jamie Oliver, and it offers a number of different Italian options for you. Again, it's more of a modern take on it. There's a lot of food. It's really good. I love Jamie's Italian. I think it's a great spot. We always go here at least once during the cruise because we just love Italian food. If you're looking for recommendations at Jamie's, I love the eggplant parmesan. Definitely get the pasta. The bruschetta is really good as well because you've got lots of different choices for you. And of course, the meat plank is a must get if you got a bigger group with you to share. It's really, really good. And across from Jamie's, you've got Chops Grill. Chops Grill is another specialty restaurant, the classic Royal Caribbean specialty restaurant, the steakhouse, where you're going to find lots of, well, you guessed it, steak. There's other food on the menu as well, but if we're talking recommendations, you got to go with filet mignon. I mean, there's filet mignon, there's everything else. The filet is fantastic, but, you know, Chops is a staple on the Royal Caribbean fleet for a reason, because it is that darn good, and there's that much great food on board. Different cuts of steak. There's also other options like salmon and chicken, and lamb even, but I think if you're going to Chops Grill, you're probably going because you want a good steak, and it's a great experience. I also like the look of Chops Grill and the Harmony of the Seas, the Oasis class ships in general. It's a little lighter out, and they also have outdoor seating, both at Jamie's and at Chops. You can actually dine outdoors, something you really can't do on other Royal Caribbean ships that are not Oasis class ships, so check that out. If you're looking for one of my favorite bars on any Royal Caribbean ship, it's right here, the Trellis Bar. This is in Central Park. It's an outdoor bar. But I just love the vibe over here because it's outdoors, especially in the evening. It's a little bit cooler out. I really like going here and grabbing a drink and enjoying the outdoors. You get that breeze that comes through. It's a great spot. And, you know, I just end up gravitating towards this area because it's just a fun place to be in. Now, another hidden gem, and I say hidden because a lot of people overlook it, is the Park Cafe. Park Cafe is a complimentary quick service restaurant available for breakfast, lunch, and they call it dinner. I think it's more like early snacks, whatever. But they have a lot of different options for you. It's my go-to place for breakfast, by the way. It's just so easy to get in, get out. They have a great bagel bar in the morning, but it's also home to the Kemmelwick sandwich, one of the signature options on any Oasis class ship. This is a roast beef sandwich with some au jus. It's so good. You got to check it out. They also have paninis and create your own salad bar. There's probably something here for everybody to at least find something they can enjoy. And the nice thing about Park Cafe is it's quick. You can grab it. You can take it with you. When we go on shore excursions for the day, we usually stop here first because it's just a quicker way to get food, especially if you just want something easy, as opposed to like maybe the Windjammer or the main dining room for breakfast, in which can take a little bit longer. But Park Cafe is fantastic. There's also outdoor seating you can enjoy. So we usually end up here quite a bit. And I just love the look of the Central Park area. It's just so beautiful, so nice. By the way, you're seeing that bar moving. No, it's not your screens. That actually is a moving bar. This is the Rising Tide Bar. The Rising Tide Bar goes between the Royal Promenade and Central Park. You go on it, and it just goes up and down very slowly, but it's a really cool experience. You start off on one deck, and you end up on another one. It's kind of a neat thing to check out. And here we are in 150 Central Park. 150 Central Park is a specialty restaurant on Harmony of the Seas, and it's kind of like nouveau American food. You're going to find a lot of different choices here. I really like 150 Central Park. I was worried at first it was going to be too frou-frou for me. A little too foodie, like, you know, just more than I'm willing to look at. But there's some excellent choices here at 150 Central Park. I got to say also the beef tenderloin for $2 might be the best steak on any Royal Caribbean cruise ship. I feel pretty confident about that. It's that darn good. Also, the cucumber martini is a must-have as well. You're also going to find some shopping on the Harmony of the Seas in Central Park. You've got the Omega Cartier store, so go to town with that. You just got money that's just... money's burning a hole in your pocket. This is the place for you. I mean, there's nothing wrong with spending money. It's your money. You want to enjoy it. You want some luxury items, luxury jewelry. This is a great option for you to check on out. And, you know, don't forget your favorite YouTubers. Well, I'm just kidding. Please do not buy me any luxury jewelry. I would not even know what to do with it. We've also got Vintages, the signature wine bar on any Royal Caribbean cruise ship. Vintages offers, well, a lot of wine. If you're a wine drinker, this is the best place for you because you're going to find the greatest selection of wines available across the ship right here at Vintages. I like Vintages a lot. I'm not a huge wine drinker, but I just like Vintages because, again, it's a really relaxing area. It's quiet. I love the seating. It's very comfortable. I often tell people, if you're looking for the most comfortable seating at any lounge or bar, Vintages is the place to go. And not to worry, they do have other drinks as well besides wine, both at the bar if you want to get a beer or something like that. And of course, the Trellis Bar is just a short walk away, so you can always get whatever you want and bring it on back. But really, if you're going to Vintages, you're going there for a glass of wine. And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the fact that night at Central Park, it is absolutely beautiful. As much as there is to see and do during the daytime, come back here at night. It's my favorite time to check out Central Park at night. It is just gorgeous. I love the lighting. Again, it gets a little cooler out, especially in the summertime, so it's a little more comfortable to be outside. And I just love the look of it. I like getting a drink, maybe at the Trellis Bar, and just enjoying the views. It's a great place to kind of lose yourself and just, you know, let your mind wander and just sit back and relax and enjoy the view. Also, you have a nice little view here of the Promenade below if you're looking for a little place to check it out. Oh, let's go check out the Promenade itself. The Royal Promenade, of course, a Royal Caribbean cruise ship. It's got usually a promenade on it, at least any of the newer ships in the last, 20 years or so. Royal Promenade is a hub of activities. It is your main thoroughfare on Harmony of the Seas. Shopping, dining, drinking, and everything else in between you're going to find on the Royal Promenade. And unlike maybe other Royal Caribbean ships, this is a much wider Royal Promenade. The Oasis class ships build a giant Royal Promenade. Basically, everything's bigger on Oasis class ships, just like Texas, right? Everything's bigger, and this is true of the Oasis class. So first, you've got some Voom areas over here where you can sign up for internet service if you have any issues. Also, the port and shopping desk if you have questions about the ports you're visiting, and if you have questions about the internet you want to use, if you have any problem with it, technical difficulties, they can help you out. There's also the Regalia Fine Jewelry Store if you're looking for more jewelry options. This is not specifically branded to one brand. This is a number of different options with jewelry. And of course, you have the aforementioned Rising Tide Bar. We talked a little bit about that before when we were up at Central Park. This is where you can board. You can board actually either in Central Park or on the Promenade, up to you wherever it happens to be. And it's kind of a neat thing to do, something different. I like going here at least once a cruise because it's available and it moves very slowly. And it's kind of a relaxing experience to enjoy a couple of drinks because you're going to have a drink anywhere. Might as well go to the Rising Tide Bar. Also at Harmony of the Seas, you're going to have the Bionic Bar. This is the bar where robots make your drinks for you. You order drinks from these iPads, tablets, and they make the drinks for you. They can make most drinks. They just can't make frozen drinks for you, but you can either pick from a menu of options or you can customize it. Tell them I want a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and it can make it for you. It's undeniably cool the first time you see it. I think for most people, the appeal of the Bionic Bar is the fact that robots make your drink. I'd be the first to admit I'm not going to go to the Bionic Bar every night to get my drinks here, but it's a fun thing to do, and they also can make non-alcoholic drinks as well. So if you got kids or you're just not a big into alcoholic beverages, but you still want to experience it for yourself, you can go to the Bionic Bar and you again customize the drink to your liking. There's also some seating available as well near the Bionic Bar. I think most people end up just kind of watching what happens. It's really cool to be able to experience because you use your SeaPass card and brings the drinks to you. Guest service is also available on the Harmony of the Seas on the Royal Promenade. So if you have any questions, issues, problems, this is your go-to place in guest services. And they can answer pretty much any issues you've got, any concerns you've got. They're here to help. You've also got a tag heuer store as well, more jewelry options. As I said, the Royal Promenade has shopping, it has dining, it has a little of everything. And so there's a lot going on here. I think inevitably you'll find yourself gravitating towards the Royal Promenade during the daytime, during the nighttime, because there's just a hub of activity and things to do. Walking down the Royal Promenade, you're going to find, of course, a classic car. Every Royal Caribbean Promenade has a classic car on the Promenade. It's kind of their signature motif of the Promenade, something you know you're on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, and they always have one, a little different model each time. And you also have the Cafe Promenade. Cafe Promenade is an option where you can get, well, of course, coffee, sandwiches, snacks available almost throughout the day. I'm actually not even sure if it's 24 hours a day or they close a little bit at night, like in the middle of the night, but you're going to find something here. It's a great spot to just get a cup of coffee. They have complimentary coffees and teas, as well as coffees and teas that cost extra for, like, lattes or whatnot. You also have the Schooner Bar on Deck 6 that overlooks the Royal Promenade. So the Schooner Bar is that nautical themed bar where you're going to find trivia and nightly music being played by the piano. It's a great spot. I really like the Schooner Bar. And you also have the Loyalty Ambassador. If you're looking to have a talk with the Loyalty Ambassador on board about your Crown and Anchor status or anything question you have about, well, going on Royal Caribbean more than once, the Loyalty Ambassador is a good spot for it. They're right next to that Schooner Bar. And the Schooner Bar is a classic Royal Caribbean bar where they can make pretty much any drink you want because they have a blender as well. And it's just a spot where I think a lot of people end up going to because there's live music in the evenings. There's activities during the daytime. I've seen, trivia. I've seen artwork. I've seen almost every activity Royal Caribbean can throw out there. They put in the Schooner Bar because it's a very versatile venue. And it's also really nice to be able to watch down on the Royal Promenade below you. So good for people watching as well. But again, inevitably, you're going there because you probably, well, either want to drink or you're there for an activity that happens to be scheduled. Across from the Schooner Bar is the Focus Photo Gallery. This is where you can go to check out the photos you may have taken on board the ship. Royal Caribbean's photographers will take photos of you throughout the ship. At dinner time, they have different photo sessions on the promenade. They may even walk through some of the restaurants and maybe take your photos when you walk off the ship on the pier. Anyway, when you want to see your photos, you can go over here. There's no cost to take those photos, by the way, no obligation. And if you'd like to, you can purchase a photo down here, or you can, of course, just say, you know what, forget it. We'll just, we don't need those photos, but it's an option for you. They also sell photo accessories and add-ons. You can get a GoPro if you'd like to. These are options for you if you so choose. Also, the picture studio is also available here. The portrait studio is where you can go if you want actually a sitting session or a more formalized thing. That does have an obligation cost to them. You can talk to them about the prices themselves. There's that classic car. It's so cool. It's just a great photo spot. I think a lot of people end up taking photos of it, having no idea, and I don't even know what car it is. It's a cool car. That's all I know. You're going to find a Kate Spade store on Harmony of the Seas if you want, well, Kate Spade merchandise. Also, Next Cruise is available on the Royal Promenade. Next Cruise is where you go to book another cruise. So the price of a cruise at Next Cruise is the same whether you're booking it in Next Cruise or at home. The difference is Royal Caribbean will give you a reduced deposit and extra onboard credit for booking on board. So basically, they're going to give you bonus money for booking on board your cruise if you happen to book another one, whether it's the next sailing or next year, whatever the case may be. Next Cruise is a good option for you. Should you book at Next Cruise, If you're on the cruise ship and saying, wow, I'm having a great time, I'd love to book another cruise. Yeah, absolutely. It's free money. But if you're sitting at home watching this YouTube video, thank you, you should not wait until you get on the ship to book one. Book one now, and then book another cruise, I guess, when you're next cruise, because the price can go up between now and when you get on the ship. You're also going to find in the evening live music on the Royal Promenade. Royal Caribbean is so big on live music that it's something I absolutely love about them. So you'll find live performances there as well. And of course, Sorrento's Pizza. Inevitably, you're going to want this pizza, whether it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 2 o'clock in the morning. The Sorrento's Pizza is always great. It is complimentary, and you can enjoy it throughout the day and evening. And it's a great spot to just go and grab a snack. We love it. It's nice to be able to grab, I got to tell you, in the evening especially, after a beer or two, pizza goes down extra special. My kids love Sorrento's Pizza. They just really like it because it's easy, it's predictable, and it's good, and they like it. So, not the best pizza in the entire world by any means, but it's really good actually. And Royal Caribbean has upped its pizza game recently with the Sorrento's Pizza. So I think it's actually better. If you remember Sorrento's Pizza from a couple of years ago, it's gotten better, and I think it's really good. There's also the Coca-Cola freestyle machines here. They're not available just here. There's also other locations around the ship. But if you have a drink package, you can use your Coca-Cola freestyle machine and get your drinks there. Also, the Boot and Bonnet Pub is your English-style pub on the Royal Promenade, one of my favorite places to go every evening, because I love that gentleman right there. Well, not him specifically, but the genre of music, the songs that you know all the words to, bar music, really, you can sing along to and enjoy, but the pub is a great spot. I just like drinking here more than anywhere else in the evening. It's the combination of live music, beers, and cocktails that I like, and it just works well. It's good for socialization. It's a big bar as well, like everything else on an Oasis class ship. Lots of extra space, so the Boot and Bonnet Pub is a great spot for you. And of course, as you walk through the promenade, you're also going to find some more shopping opportunities. Prince and Green. You're also going to find some shopping in the middle, offering different specials and deals and whatnot. So if you really do like shopping, you're going to find a fair amount on the Royal Promenade because they offer a lot. Royal Caribbean wants to offer you a little bit of everything, so it's up to you if you want to shop at all these places. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever been in any of these stores that you're seeing here, the Solarium store, what have you, but window shopping isn't bad as well. Also, the Port Merchants store is an option where you can pick up duty-free liquor, cigarettes, and other items as well. If you're looking to bring back, a special liqueur or something else a little harder to get, or you want to save on the taxes that are usually associated with buying them back home, this might be the spot for you. Royal Caribbean cruise ships are known for the art on board, and on the Promenade of Harmony of the Seas is a 5-ton, 3-dimensional metallic human head that's actually a piece of art called, well, appropriately enough, Head by Czech artist David Cerny. And it's a signature smart art piece, something that Royal Caribbean is really known for. We'll see more of that around the ship. You got the On Air Club, which is really the karaoke bar. It also kind of doubles as a sports bar when there's events on there because they have so many TVs. But really, you're coming here, you're probably coming to check out karaoke, people belting out their best renditions of really famous tunes, and whether or not they are successful at it is a whole different question. But sometimes you get really great, and sometimes you get not so really great. But if you're brave enough to get up there on the stage, you can sing along, or you can sit in the audience and watch along and judge on your own. It's all in good fun, of course, people having a good time, and the On Air Club is that place for it. They also do sometimes special game shows in the On Air Club. It's a good venue for a couple different things, but it's primarily karaoke. So it's all entertainment on board Harmony of the Seas, but mostly karaoke. Across from the On Air Club is Boleros, the Latin-themed bar on Harmony of the Seas. Boleros is actually on pretty much every single Royal Caribbean cruise ship. So this bar has, well, a lot of Latin-infused music here, especially in the evening time. They'll have other music playing, and it's just a great bar. Great place to get a mojito, by the way. If you're looking for the best mojito on board, arguably it's in Boleros. They make it fresh. There's little of the mixes being used over here, so a good choice. And if you like your salsa, merengue, or really any kind of Latin-themed music, this is the place for you because Boleros is that spot. You're going to have that live music, by the way. When I talk about the music, I'm not just talking about someone's playing DJ MP3. No, they've got live bands in here that play that music, and a lot of people get up and dance. So it's a combination bar and dancing venue, unlike some of the other venues that play music, certainly not a lot of dancing involved. The shore excursion desk area, I'm sure you want to call it that, is also located between the On Air Club and Boleros. This is where you can go to speak with someone from the shore excursion team. You can also book a shore excursion via the tablets here. Granted, you could also do so before the cruise, and I think it's actually a better idea to book your shore excursions before your cruise. That way you can lock in the best possible price and also get something before they sell out. But if you haven't booked a shore excursion or you're thinking about changing something up, this is where you can go to get some answers for any of those kind of concerns. Let's go down to the entertainment place on deck 4. Before we go there, we got an atrium, and the atrium here in the elevator is really beautiful. They got some great artwork. Again, we talked about that metallic head piece, but here you guys more art in the elevator atrium area. It's really beautiful and stunning, and something that you're going to find a lot of art, including these legs, more art here in the entertainment place. The entertainment place is basically an area of the ship, a neighborhood designed to basically evoke a lot of different things you can do, especially in the evening time more than anything. I think Studio B is certainly one of those areas. That's the ice skating rink where you're going to see a number of shows on board. There's also free skating available where you can go don your own skates and go over there. But I think most people come to Studio B for the ice skating show. It's a really great job with it. If you're thinking to yourself, do I really want to go see an ice skating show on a cruise ship? Yes, you do. It's really good. It may not sound like something you might want to do on any given weekend, but Royal Caribbean has really done it up with some fantastic performers on board. These are not just folks who, hey, can you ice skate? Yeah. Okay, great. You're hired. These are professionals, people that either skated in the Olympics or other competitive skaters that have a lot of experience in this. These are real pros that Royal Caribbean has brought on board to do these shows, and they're really cool because it's not just skating. There's a lot of special effects, a lot of cool visuals, and whatever this is, spinny thing, I don't know what it is. I just know that it's incredible, and you got to see it on board the Harmony of the Seas. The ice skating shows are complimentary, of course, as is the free skate. Just check your cruise compass for times on there. One of my favorite venues on any Oasis class ship is Jazz on 4. It is a jazz club, and I say it's one of my favorite venues because it's so different than what you'll find anywhere else. I mean, Royal Caribbean really doesn't have a Jazz on 4 on any other type of ship other than an Oasis class ship. But when you go to Jazz on 4, you're going to be getting, live jazz music. It's kind of an underrated and underrepresented form of music, especially live music, on any Royal Caribbean ship. Usually you've got guitarists, you've got party music, you've got Latin music. There's plenty of that. But jazz, especially live, just doesn't exist. So I like this place. The vibe of it is really relaxed, and they have some really good performers that come in here, whether it's a solo act, whether it's a band. Hey, here's the Stowaway Piano Player. This is a really cool feature available on Harmony of the Seas. So they won't find a schedule for this, but the Stowaway Piano Player will literally show up in various places around the ship and play random music. The idea behind it is that he's stowing away, don't tell the captain, and you just ask for a special request, hop on, and he'll play what he can do for you. The attic is, of course, the comic area where you're going to find mostly shows on board. They do bingo here as well, but it's primarily where you're going to find comedian shows. And yeah, comedy shows are performed here, complimentary again, and it's a cool vibe. It's got that kind of, I think a comedy lounge spot if you've ever been to one. There's plenty of seating. It's actually a much larger area than you might think if you were just walking by. But in the evenings, you've got legit adult comedy, and it's adult comedy. This is lots of profanity, innuendo, and not even so much innuendo, just direct. But you've got different comedians, and the comedians do change up quite a bit. In fact, from week to week, you might have different comedians in here, and it's just something fun to do. Reservations for the comedy show, Studio B, any of these shows you can get via the Royal Caribbean app. And in fact, what you want to do once you get on board the ship, probably one of the first things is get the Royal Caribbean app up, connect to Royal Caribbean's Wi-Fi, and then make reservations for these shows because they go very fast. Do not wait on them. I would say book within the first couple hours to get on board because slots are limited, so you want to get yourself a seat. If you are a Diamond member or above, Diamond Plus, Pinnacle, the Diamond Lounge is where you can go, right across from the attic on Deck 4. The Diamond Lounge is an area specifically for folks who are Diamond members or higher in Royal Caribbean's Crown and Anchor loyalty program. The Diamond Lounge is a special place for them. During the day, they go in here and just hang out, but in the evening, there's complimentary cocktails and hors d'oeuvres that are served in the Diamond Lounge. It's basically a hangout club for loyal customers, people who cruise a lot, the Diamond Lounge members, and they go over there, and it's a special place for them. We also have the Royal Theater. This is where you can see a number of shows on board the Harmony of the Seas. Certainly, when you go on an Oasis-class ship, you're going to have world-class entertainment, and that includes in the Royal Theater because, of course, Harmony of the Seas is home to Grease, the Broadway musical, and they also have some original production shows. You might even see some Welcome Aboard shows, some game shows performed here. but this is a massive venue that can hold a lot of folks. And yeah, you can actually see the Broadway show Grease performed live on board the ship. It's pretty darn cool when all things considered. Now, since we are recording this video here in 2022, you might notice the reserved seating. Of course, social distancing is an important factor when we're talking about COVID-19 and whatnot. But, hopefully if you're watching this video 10 years from now or 3 years from now or 6 months from now, I certainly hope that all of this is unnecessary, but just keep that in mind as you go forward. Getting a seat reservation is important. That's why I'm telling folks always to make those show reservations as early as you can. Pre-pandemic, you can make reservations via the Royal Caribbean Cruise Planner website, but now they're only limiting you to the Royal Caribbean app once you get on board the ship. So make a reservation when you first get on board the ship. It's super important. If you're feeling lucky, Casino Royale is available to you also on Deck 4. This, of course, is the casino on board Harmony of the Seas. No, it's not complimentary. Everything else we've seen on this deck has been complimentary, but not this place. This definitely costs money. Before you get to the casino, you're going to go through the Park West Gallery. Park West is the art auctioneers that operate on board. Again, not complimentary either. But if you're a fan of art, I just kind of like walking through here just to look at all of this stuff. Some people really are into the whole art auction thing. It's not my scene, but hey, more power to you. Anyway, if you are interested in going to an art auction on board, I have no doubt in my mind that the folks that are working here can also help you out. They have little desks that are right near the artworks for you to check out. For me, there's something to look at as I walk from one end of the deck to the other end of the deck, but there's some pretty pieces here, no doubt. And of course, Casino Royale. Yes, the place where you can hopefully win some money. It doesn't always work out that way. Slots, baccarat, poker, blackjack, everything else, craps. I mean, there's a lot of different games you can play. And, depends on how lucky you feel. Maybe you want to spend $20, maybe you'll spend a lot more money than that. More power to you, however you want to look at it. I like going to the casino. I have fun with it, but I usually am okay with losing money because I know it's going to happen. Back in the atrium area, it's absolutely beautiful. I love Harmony of the Seas, what it looks like. Let's head up to the Vitality Spa. Yeah, it's time to relax. Maybe you weren't so lucky in the casino, so let's just forget all your troubles and let them be massaged away. This is where you'll also find the Vitality Cafe, and primarily people come here, I think, for smoothies, and there's some snacks as well. I don't think I've ever gotten actually anything to eat here. I've walked by it, looked at it a couple times, but it is an option for you, and it is included with some of the drink packages, minus the protein powders, if you're so inclined, but something different, and maybe you're in the mood for it, especially if you happen to be in the area. Some good choices for you. Now, when you're in the spa, of course, you're probably here for some sort of a treatment, I imagine, whether it's the salon or an actual massage or something like this. Of course, there's an opportunity for you to buy different health products or whatnot, but I think, again, most people are coming here for a different treatment or not. When it comes to saving money at the spa, I think pre-booking it versus booking on board can generally be kind of a wash. I'm not saying it's better or worse to make a reservation before or during the cruise, but, they have different specials on board. This is the salon you're looking at, and this is obviously where you'll get your hairs or nail done, maybe a shave for the guys out there. And they have a lot of different services. I think a lot of folks just assume what they have, but you might want to inquire as to everything that's available to you. There's a lot of hair treatments and options available to you. You're on vacation. I mean, you're going to splurge a little bit. Why not? But it is important to make a reservation, which you can do so for any of the treatments that are available. You can also get tours of all the facilities. That's complimentary, the tour, not the actual treatment. But I actually recommend folks do the tour on the first day, because I think a lot of folks, especially if you've not been on a cruise before, you may not be aware of all the options available to you. And then, of course, you can inquire about prices or whatnot. There's a lot that's available in the spa. And again, I think a lot of folks don't know about it, and you might want to take advantage of it. You might not want to. It depends on yourself. It's very low pressure, in my opinion, when it comes to taking the spa tour. So something to do, especially it's good on the first day of the cruise. You're exploring the ship. I think taking the spa tour is not a bad idea, and you can learn all about the different treatments that are available to you. They have the massages and the facials and a variety of other things there. Our favorite thing to do is always a Swedish massage, the bamboo massage, the hot stones. Actually, the hot stone massage, that's my recommendation for what you should be doing. If you're going to do one treatment, it's not a bad one. This is the couples room where you get a couples treatment. You can do it together. I would say you hold hands, but you're going to be face down, and one of you or both of you are probably going to be sleeping by the end of it. So it's that relaxing. But of course, this is the waiting room area where they'll take you when you do have a treatment. There's also the thermal suite on board Harmony of the Seas. The thermal suite is an area that you can buy a pass to that's good for the duration of your cruise. The thermal suite is a couple different treatment areas. You got the hot stone chairs. You've got the rainforest room. It's basically an at your leisure spot there. Again, there are limited passes that you can purchase. Talk to the spa staff about that. Also, you'll find the gym on board, the Vitality Fitness Center on board Harmony of the Seas, right near the spa as well. And this is complimentary. And it's a pretty good gym, I got to say, between the free weights, the machines, the treadmills, other things that I don't really use, but I've seen people use personally. The fitness center is impressive because it is large and there's a lot of machines and they're well kept, and a lot of them are, quite frankly, new, which is nice to see in any gym. If you're wondering if this is like a hotel gym where it's like, some small little closet they stuck a couple free weights in, it's not. There are some classes that do cost extra, like spin. So when I say that's complimentary to the fitness center, I'm talking about the use of the machines and whatnot. But there are classes available to you as well. Well, with all that relaxation and getting swole, now it's time to head back upstairs. We're going to take a ride up and going to check out Adventure Ocean. Yeah, this is where your kids can go on board Harmony of the Seas. This is the supervised children's programming available on Harmony of the Seas, and they can be as young as 6 months old and as old as, 17 years old, depending on what they want to do. Adventure Ocean is a wonderful program in which you can sign your kids up for it. It's complimentary, as I mentioned, and you can get time slots for them and be able to bring them there, drop them off, and they get to play with friends. They get to do activities. It's not just supervised free roaming. They do activities. They do fun things together as a group, and you as the parent get to enjoy time, by yourselves. You get to, kind of relax and do your own thing and go to the bars, go to the shows, go to dinner. Or take a nap. Maybe that's something that you want to do. Adventure Ocean is really great. They have a lot of different activities for the kids to do there. And that's the important thing. This isn't like Kiddie Corral. This isn't just somewhere to shove them. For the kids, I really do feel there's a lot for them to see and do. You've got that science room we just saw. You've got the Adventure Ocean Theater where they put on performances. And it's really about the kids being the focal point of the experience, and they get to enjoy it and they get to have fun. It's my kids really have a great time because they're doing fun things. They're playing games, they're coloring, they're doing all sorts of activities, and that keeps them busy, which is really important. You also have near here the Puzzle Break Room, which is the Escape the Rubicon escape room. So if you've ever done an escape room, well, of course, this is where you can have a certain amount of time to challenge yourself and a group of others to figure out a series of clues and challenges that unlock the ultimate sequence to getting out of the room. You usually have about an hour to do so. It is a lot of fun, and it's a different challenge on every single ship. So if you've done an escape room on other Royal Caribbean ships or you've done an escape room at home, it's not the same thing. It's a lot of fun. It does cost extra, but I think it's well worth it. Living room is the teen area. So what we saw was Adventure Ocean, which was for the younger kids up to about 11 years old. This is the teen area where teens get to hang out. It's a little different vibe over here, certainly, because, teens are too cool for school, right? And I'm sure they're cringing just me saying that. But the point is that this is an area just for them to hang out, be social. It's more of a hangout club. There are activities for them, but inevitably, I think a lot of teens end up kind of just roaming. They come here at the beginning of the session to come see all their friends, and then they kind of go off on their own, come back. Some stay there the whole time. It's up to them and you. But it's nice. It's a pretty big space, actually. And they have outdoor areas as well. So, they've got space for them to hang out. And it is supervised while the teens remain in the teen club, which is nice as well to keep them not only occupied, but also safe. You're also going to find another arcade near the kids area. Not a coincidence to find another arcade near where children are going to be. But hey, this is a business after all, and Royal Caribbean put the arcade here. Some more video games for you to go play. Maybe you drop the kids off and then you go play at the video games area. No judgments. I've certainly not been one to shy away from the arcade myself. I do enjoy it, but the kids enjoy it even more. And this is available to you when it comes to the different video games. And they change it up pretty often, actually. Something else you're going to find is, of course, some more shopping opportunities. And this is really like the sundry store. This is where you get stuff for like the pool or the beach. And Royal Caribbean offers these options for you. Next up, we're going to check out parts of Harmony of the Seas that don't quite fit into the neighborhoods. Certainly, the neighborhoods are an easy way to navigate around the ship, but some areas just don't quite fit into that neighborhood mold. But certainly, they're areas that you want to be aware of on Harmony of the Seas as we explore all these other parts of the ship. You know what? All this walking, though, I'm kind of hungry. And this is the Windjammer Marketplace, the buffet area. This is where you can go to, well, of course, get a bite to eat. It's available for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And this is your go-to spot. On a lot of other Royal Caribbean ships, the Windjammer is the focal point for complimentary grab-and-go kind of food. It's less so in the Oasis class ships because they want to spread out crowds, but inevitably a lot of people go to the Windjammer because there's just the greatest variety of food available for any meal that's out there. Certainly they're great alternatives, but there's nothing wrong with going to the Windjammer for, you know, any meal you're looking to get. And it's complimentary and it's great, by the way. There's good selection of foods. That's, I think, the biggest strength of the Windjammer is that you get different options. It's not just, you know, burgers and fries. There's Indian curry, there's salads, there's pastas, there's potatoes, there's weird foods from England that I don't, sorry, English people, that I can't wrap my mind around, and everything else in between. And the variety changes. It's not the same menu every day, which I absolutely love. And so this is a great spot to go. My kids love the Windjammer because they just think that the world should always be a buffet of just different choices they can get. Sometimes you feel like a mango, sometimes you feel like a piece of chicken, sometimes you feel like a piece of chicken with mango, and you can do that here in the Windjammer. You're also going to find a model of Harmony of the Seas outside the Windjammer, which is kind of neat. And if you want to check that, it's a scale model of Harmony of the Seas. You can take a look at everything on the exterior of the ship and then maybe track down those areas on your own if you so choose. Next up, we have the card room, 7 Hearts. This is where you can go to, well, play cards, have a board game. It's a spot specifically for that. It's also, you can kind of socialize in there, I suppose. But it's a room designed for card games, board games, and the like. And there may be games available, but you should probably bring your own. We're going to head down to Wonderland, one of the other specialty restaurants on board Harmony of the Seas. Wonderland is a specialty restaurant loosely based on the Alice in Wonderland tale. And it is a, well, let's call it a zany approach to dining. You know, unlike other specialty restaurants, there's kind of a shtick, a motif to the restaurant. It's not just about a specific cuisine. It's about the experience. The food is just as important as the experience here. And as you can tell, everything's just a little wacky, a little zany. And that's kind of the whole spirit of Wonderland. There's also a bar here, which you can go to without a reservation just to grab a drink. They have their own special cocktails here as well. But this is a giant Wonderland implementation compared to the Quantum class ships. And if you've never been to Wonderland before, I do recommend at least trying it once because it's just a very different experience. Let's just put it that way. It's fun. It's good for kids of all ages. Yeah, the food is, everything looks weird. The food looks weird. It tastes fine. It's just, they're purposely meant to, everything's meant to really make you question everything you're seeing and doing. But trust me, at the end of the day, the chicken tastes like chicken. It just may look different than you're expecting it. So it's kind of a fun thing to try out. And that's what I would say about it. Especially great for families and groups. If you're going to do a group meal, especially a restaurant, this might be a really good choice. Another multi-purpose venue that you're going to find is Dazzles, where we'll have lots of different activities here. There can be karaoke. There can be trivia. There can be arts and crafts activities. This is a multi-story venue. And this is one of these places that Royal Caribbean likes to use to, again, put on different events. And the great part about Dazzles is that view out to the boardwalk. It is really beautiful, and I think it's worth going to, especially at night. If there's not a venue going on, if there's not an event going on in the venue, I should say, go out there and take a photo. It's a great spot. Well, if you're going to have dinner on board the Harmony of the Seas, you're going to be heading down to the main dining room. Every deck has a different name. Don't worry about it. It's the same exact thing. It's a holdover from something that used to occur. Don't worry about it. You got the main dining room. But no matter what it says, it's the same menu on every deck. You have a choice of traditional or my time dining. Traditional is when you have the same table, the same waiter, and the same dining time each night. My time is when you have the option of making reservations or just simply showing up, and you may have a different waiter, a different table, and different table mates every night of the cruise. There's no right or wrong, just more personal preference. But the main dining room has different motifs depending on the deck you're on. It's just aesthetics. It has nothing to do actually with the food or anything like that. It's the exact same menu for every deck, and I love going to the main dining room. I love the pomp and circumstance of it. I kind of like getting a little dressed up for it. I like having the same waiter every night and getting to know that waiter every night, and the food is really good. There's a good selection of options. But when we're talking about food, one of my favorites is definitely Izumi, hibachi, and sushi. Izumi, the Japanese cuisine, is fantastic, and the hibachi, the teppanyaki dining, is probably the most popular option on board. If you're looking for a great meal, a fun meal, family, friends, or by yourself, this is the place to go. I absolutely love Izumi hibachi because it's just so good and so satisfying, and I could just eat here almost every night. I say almost every night because I need a couple nights to, let the stretchy pants do their work. But it's really good, and I think if you're going to do one specialty restaurant onboard Harmony of the Seas, Izumi Hibachi is the way to go. By the way, it's not just hibachi they offer here. You can also get sushi as well. And you can also order sushi on the hibachi side if that's just not enough food for you. We want something different, but you can get Japanese food and different sushi rolls available as well. If you're here on a group, you may be going down to the conference center, which of course is where you'll go if you have a, well, conference. So these are conference rooms available to you. I know some people are like, what? Conference rooms on a cruise ship? Well, there's a lot of groups that go on cruises, and that's what they're going to need it for. Just like you go to a hotel, they have conference room space. Same basic idea. Well, we're going to walk down the hallways here. Of course, most of the ship is actually made up of staterooms, and your room will be somewhere along the way. Your key cards will be waiting for you outside your door. When you get in, you're going to have a room that may or may not look like this. This is a balcony room, of course, but different rooms have different looks to them. The nice thing about Harmony of the Seas and the staterooms on board is the fact that these rooms have a lot more storage space than older ships in the fleet. Something that Royal Caribbean really didn't have for a while was a lot of storage space, but there's a ton of drawers, a lot of closets. You're not going to struggle to find a place to put all of your stuff. So you can actually unpack and not, be living out of a suitcase, which is really nice. Of course, there is a safe. There's a mini fridge on board in your room, I should say. There's also one on board as well. But, you've also got a television, your own private bathroom. So no matter which kind of room you have, you're going to have at least that basis. And of course, you can expand from there. But I love the amount of storage space. And the look of it is truly something you would notice differently compared to, say, Oasis or Allure of the Seas, which are the slightly older sister ships on the Oasis class compared to Harmony of the Seas. But the rooms are really great. I think there's just enough room for most people to get by. And remember, when you're in your room, you're just there to kind of probably sleep, change, and get dressed, right? Otherwise, you're out and about, you're doing stuff. So it's not like you're stuck in your room necessarily. But if you got a balcony, you can hang out on the water and enjoy the view. That's nice as well. Of course, getting room service in the morning is always nice. Getting delivery of your coffee, you can enjoy the views. And that's really right there, the sunset. That's why you get a balcony room, certainly. If you can afford it, if not the end of the world. Certainly having an inside room, there's no problem with that. More money saved to spend on more cruises. Bathroom is pretty standard. This is a standard bathroom area. So if you have an interior room, an ocean view room, a balcony, this is what it's going to look like. And there's just enough room to do your business, really. It's not like, you're going to be hanging out here and singing operas. Well, maybe you would be in the shower, but it's not going to be like all day kind of affair anyway. And the nice thing about the bathroom is it's functional and has enough space. And I like the design as well. Now, we actually have a look here at one of the larger suites, which is really nice to see if you want to see the difference between a balcony and a suite. This appears to be a grand suite, if I'm not mistaken. And the nice thing about getting into a suite is you get a lot more living space. You also get the concierge level access, which gives you essentially your own personalized, if you will, guest service, someone to really help you out with problems and answer questions. And of course, in the evening, access to the suite lounge, which has complimentary drinks as well. I think when you're booking a suite, you really are booking the room itself. You're getting that extra living space. And sometimes that can be important if you have more than, say, 2 people in the room. You're expanding the people that are staying there. But really, everything is just larger in a suite. The bathroom is larger. Your balcony is larger. Your living space is larger. And you get a bathtub. That's a big difference in a suite. Is you get a full-size tub. You also get upgraded toiletries in terms of your shampoos and whatnot. And you get a walk-in closet, which is really neat as well because, again, more space, more area for you to enjoy. And to go to a suite or not is truly just a matter of your budget. You shouldn't be looking at this like, oh gosh, we got to get a suite or we're going to have a really bad experience. Far from it. Suites are great and I love them, but I've had wonderful times in smaller rooms, interior rooms, balcony rooms. There's really nothing wrong with them. It's just a matter of, do you want to treat yourself? Do you want to splurge a little bit? It's up to you and your budget, but don't look at it like you have to get it or not. And if you can't afford a suite, man, it's really nice to have those amenities and upgrades because it just does... it just makes everything a little bit easier, a little bit nicer when you have a suite access and be able to kind of take advantage of it. Not everyone can afford it, and I'm certainly first to admit that, but it's nice to have them. And on an Oasis class ship like Harmony of the Seas, you also get some extra benefits in terms of being in a full suite, like a grand suite or above. Internet is included because it's an Oasis class ship, part of the Royal Suite class. That's a big difference right there, among some other benefits as well. So it kind of comes down to your budget more than anything, and the different suites that are available to you. Talking with your travel agent might be a good idea to get a sense of kind of where pricing is and what deals are out there. When it comes to getting a good price on a suite, one of my best recommendations is book as early as you can. The earlier you book your suite, the better the prices are going to be, especially if you can get in on when new itineraries are released and those prices are almost at their lowest. You're going to find a great deal available for you. And of course, we haven't checked out the suite area. Actually, Deck 17 is the suite area. It's area just for suite guests, starting off with Coastal Kitchen, which is the suites only restaurant. So it's complimentary for a suite guest, available to guests who are in a grand suite or above for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For junior suite guests, they can go here for dinner only. And it's a complimentary restaurant, kind of their own main dining room, if you will. A little bit of an upgraded experience. Coastal Kitchen has that Mediterranean meets California vibe, and it's got its own specialty restaurant for them. Well, it's complimentary, but it's specialty. I don't know what you want to call it there, but it's only for suite guests. And of course, the Suite Lounge, which is where you can go to meet not only the concierge, but also hang out, just like the Diamond Lounge, just a little area just for suite guests. And in the evenings, they have complimentary alcoholic beverages, hors d'oeuvres. And for a lot of suite guests, this experience is a big part of the whole suite experience. Being able to kind of hang out and meet other people and kind of chit-chat. It's just a social experience more than anything for suite guests. And of course, the free alcohol probably helps a lot of folks come up here and take advantage of that particular benefit. So there you have a look at Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas. It's a massive, beautiful ship, lots to do. If you happen to go on Harmony, I think you're gonna have a great time because it's just a phenomenal ship. And I love Harmony of the Seas because it's just beautiful and there's so many things to do. You probably, almost certainly, will not get bored on board because there's so many things. That's what makes an Oasis class ship so different from anything else. Hope you enjoyed this video tour. I hope this was helpful for you because, of course, these tours are a way to really understand what, these ships are all about. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on your notifications so that way YouTube lets you know when we have a brand new video to share. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon.